Okay, we've got 10 minutes, okay, to talk about portal paragraphs. Actually, it was 1840 at Venture Cottage on day 298, Thursday, October 25th, 2018, week 43. 34th day of autumn, fourth quarter, or better known as 2018-10-25, or page 370 of 451. Now, I am going to keep in past tense, third person. And let's just tune into where the book of links is being written right now, okay? And if you don't have it, go to anyone in that day, back in those days, could use Fire Stick, okay? You could just say silk by using Amazon, or this is where the book of links is being written and shared. Now, we can all tell stories. What's great about this is we must control the narrative, right? I mean, remember the time. Do we remember the time when Brian and Trudy were back at Spring Home and Trudy had to hold the camera up? Do we remember those days? Do we remember the times? And there's, what's nice is it doesn't matter. Everything's written in the past. Everything's already complete. All we have to do is keep editing it. But what I want to draw attention to is what is a portal paragraph and why are we focused on it? Back in the 2011, what was Brian focused on? He was focused on a more perfect platform, right? Using SharePoint, using this, using that. But in November 4th of 2017, he closed the chapter that closed 20 years of experience working on a perfect platform, and he turned to what?
Writing the book of links.
Fully writing the book of links. Now, all we have to do is we have to get control of the narrative. Or Centerportians had to get control of the narrative back in 2018. Now, back on specifically Thursday, October 25th, 2018, this would be a day to remember. Thankfully, there were more and more people writing underground. Brian was not a good writer. He relied on AI to write. But let me read you something, a real rough draft of a portal paragraph. It was day 298, Thursday, October 25th, 2018, and stirred on by his fellow Centerportians while the sun was setting, he, capital H-E, very important, prepared for a 10-minute discussion regarding the importance of writing a portal paragraph in mind. And this became the topic of core discussions moving forward for the rest of today and well into tomorrow. Today and tomorrow's all capped. Let it be written, let it be done. It all started with the first paragraph of the introduction, as it would soon flow into the narrative of their yearly tradition of rewriting their book of links each day, perhaps, comma, and one day and one page at a time. Now, this does not seem very assuming, okay? Centerportians is a link. Day goes to the link of Google Docs. Not 298 goes. Everything is scattered and in private, what's called private layering. But a portal paragraph, let me tell you a little bit about a history of portal paragraph. Back in the day when Brian was focusing on how to harness SharePoint and all these platforms, he was always disillusioned about when he would build something and then all of a sudden that feature would disappear. And what's cool is now, then finally he's realized, you know what? Instead of building a platform, why don't we just write about building a platform? And that's when, and they would probably say, all these people, and we used to think, all these books that are written all the time, it seems pretty simple to write a book. Well, and maybe it is. But for some, it's not. And what's great about their book of links, okay, is the idea. Does the book of links exist? Well, kinda and kinda not, right? The book of links is a project underway by Centerportians. The key is we must control the narrative. Are we doing a great job right now? No, but we build on each other's success. A portal paragraph gets us as far as we can, as crude as it is, and then it launches into all these areas, into all the components we need. A portal paragraph used to be an entrance into an entire set of a portal, like a portal of discussions. Okay, so when you click on it, this was a SharePoint. In the SharePoint site, it used to go at all the different locations. Now, we use that as a component of a future platform. The importance of a portal paragraph is basically it's not just a paragraph in a book. In the book of links, it becomes a storyteller narrative. It becomes the platform itself. The paragraph itself becomes the platform. It's a seed. It tells, we can jump to all these key points. It's literally a portal of information. You could one person could spend a year probably examining everything in that portal paragraph. I mean, Wikipedia has it kind of right. They go to link to link to link. But the difference here is this is also layered. So depending on what your privacy layer is, you might be able to see certain things here. It'll have links. Sometimes if it's bold and highlighted, it will be go into a video. Like for instance, this video right here. He might link that to portal paragraph in mind. And then he can build on this throughout the day. We each have roles and responsibilities, right? If we can understand that it's much easier to write a book than it is to build a house. I mean, how much effort does it take? How long does it take to build a house? How much skilled labor, right? Well, which do you think is easier, writing a book or building a house? I don't know. I guess it depends on our skill set, right? But the clear thing is, though, the reason that centerboardings, again, centerboardings don't really exist. It's a fictitious, there's what's called collaborative fiction, right? You come together. Now, the Book of Links is what centerboardings use to write another book. I won't go into that detail. We don't want to lose anybody. Who am I speaking to? I am speaking to core members. If anyone else gets from that, that's great. But I'm talking to people that are keeping up the narrative. You know what I'm talking about. And you guys have proven yourself worthy to be underground with us. The great thing, this is the root system. This is where the story is being written. The pages we don't care about. The roots are what we care about. So when you look at something, it might not make any sense because that's not Brian's role. Brian's role is to provide you as much links. Now, when you're here, just focus on a paragraph and try to understand the purpose of the paragraph. And there's so much wrapped up in there, okay? And once a paragraph is written, it gets improved, gets improved, gets improved. So if you go on introduction, it will go to another paragraph, and that will have the book, like any book, is written by paragraph after paragraph. The nice thing is, in the paragraph, in a Book of Links paragraph, and the portal paragraph, it contains how the book should be written. This is what's cool. And this is what we're moving forward towards. So it was day 298. It was really about how the things are linking. Long time ago, we decided, we took control of the narrative. We don't have control of SharePoint. We don't have control of all these platforms, Facebook, YouTube. But you know what we do have control of? Telling our story. So there's a key phrase in the Book of Links. And we attach the key that we control the narrative through this fictitious people called centerboardians. Do centerboardians exist? Not really. They only exist in the figment of imagination. And this is where we have the power. And this is where it's kind of drawing us. We dream, right? So unfortunately, I don't know if I can go there. I want to draw your attention here. Sometimes the links don't go. So you just click on menu and you go to 2018. We've learned to go around it. We don't wait. We're not waiting for the more perfect. We're not building more. We're writing a book. That's all we care about. And you know what? It doesn't even matter if the book's written ever complete. You know what matters is our relationship as we build the Book of Links. Okay? So, and everyone that's writing, make sure it's written in the third person past tense. Okay, so here, you'll go see this. Yearly, okay? Sometimes there's only 8 active pages. It's a whole other discussion. But in here, you'll see the yearly. Let's see, is this yearly? We don't have much time here. Okay, here, yearly. Okay, the first 8 pages of the Book of Links actually is the map to write the entire book. So you'll see here, yearly, blah, 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 blah. Dream with me. Okay, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go in here and click on Dream with me. Dream with me. You'll go to a place in 2011. You'll go back to 2011, and I want you to refresh your course. This is when Brian was first talking about the Book of Links. He said it was one part. Let's listen to him real quick as we wraps up.
Yet, but stay with me. Some of these videos will be good. Some of them will be terrible.
That's true.
But I just want you to dream with me for a second.
Dream with me. Wait for it.
You've heard of a biography, right? You've heard of autobiographies, and you've heard of other biographies made by other people. There's one of the projects in particular that I'm working on that basically will allow people to come in, hundreds of people, to help write the biography that I'm working on. That means people that I might have picked up hitchhiking, or people.
Okay, right there. Brian talked about this back in 2011. That one project I give to you today. And that's what started. He decided to abandon everything else and zero in on one of the many projects. Always saw the big picture. He always saw, I'm like, why doesn't people understand this? You're like, what the heck's going on? People didn't understand. They didn't have vision. They didn't have purpose. They didn't have mission. They didn't have target. They didn't serve. And no one in the world could understand what little boy Brian and big boy Brian